Alright, hey everyone, it is Alex. And for a very long time, people have been asking me to figure out how to make a hoop nose balancing tutorial. And it's been really, really hard, and I've been trying to figure it out, and I finally figured out the best way to explain it to you guys. Okay, so these days, most everybody has just a plain colored Polypro Naked. And they're awesome hula hoops. They're great for doing, sliding your hands because they're so smooth. But what I've noticed with nose balancing, when you try to nose balance with a bare hoop, is you don't have a point of focus. And you really need that for when you're doing nose balancing. So let me show you with just my plain poly or HDPE hoop how it's a little bit more difficult when you're trying to learn with no point of focus. So alright, well that's not fair because I'm not a beginner for the nose balancing, but normally when you don't have a point of focus, the hoop, you don't have a place to focus on the hoop because it's all the same color and there's no change in the color of the hula hoop, so it tends to go different places and you can't figure out what the center is. So my advice is to take just a little piece of tape. I have black grip tape, and put it on just a small part of the hula hoop. It's a good contrast with my blue. You don't have to use grip tape. If you have just some simple duct tape or other tape lying around the house, use whatever you feel necessary to use. So, or what you have available. You can even use a Sharpie or some sort of washable marker if that works, and then you can just wash the mark off. But see, now I have my point of focus, which is this little black piece of tape. And what that point of focus is going to help you do is help you keep that center. And that's very important for nose balancing, so you're not running back and forth trying to figure out where the center is. So, take that center, see how it's the only spot on my hoop with color, or different color. So now we're going to take that, make sure that point is directly the opposite of where we're going to be balancing. Make sure it's at the very top where you're going to be looking. So take that and use that as your center. Another tip is when the hoop starts to move certain directions. Like, let's say the hoop starts to go that way. So I'll try and do it fakey style. I'm not sure how well that's going to work, but so it starts to go this way. Kind of tilt your head the opposite direction. Like it's going right. So I'm going to tilt my head left a little bit, kind of shake it. Starts to go forward, kind of get underneath it, make sure that point is just directly above you. Always. If it starts to turn, kind of turn with it, especially if you're outside, the wind is going to kind of blow it and make it turn. But you're always kind of adjusting, making tiny little adjustments, and that's pretty much the basics of doing the hoop balance with it this way instead of this way. This way is a little bit easier to learn because you have such a bigger space for the hoop to touch. And so this one I guess would be more advanced or whatever, just having it like this, because it only has just that tiny little bit, and since your nose is rounded, it wants to go off on either direction. So yeah, that's pretty much my tip. Just make sure you have a little bit of tape. And it comes right off, like it's super easy. It's not going to ruin your hoop or anything. You can just take it off, and it's only one point, so it's not like it's going to get super sticky or anything. But it's a great, easy way to learn face balancing. So I hope y'all have fun, and I hope this helps some of you. And if it does, post your videos in the comments, or post the link to the video in the comments, because that'd be awesome. I want to see your progress and everything. So yeah, happy face balancing.